The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? And that's not going to be returned, as so many kicking teams elect to do. This is past the landing zone, and we'll start at the 30. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. In motion goes the tight end. First carry for the Iowa State man, Breece Hall. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
A give running right is Hall. They find some open field here. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. It's a gain of 34. Opening quarter, his opening carry of the game, and I think they'll give it to him a few more times, as they should.
You're exactly right about that. With that type of a run, you want to repeat it many times until they show signs of stopping it. I think he did his visualization exercises before this one, and they're paying off.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
Look at high, look at high.
Here's Stroud. Being chased out left. And he's going to be out of bounds down around the 35-yard line. He's trying to protect his quarterback's blind side. Got nabbed for the hold.
You have one job over there. Make sure that man does not get hit. So if you have to hold occasionally, do so, because they don't catch all of them. This time they did.
Here we go.
Straight ahead is Hall. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a 1st down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10. Well, this defense for the Ravens very strong in that victory a week ago.
This defense certainly has a lot to be proud of coming off of last week's game, because when you only give up 14 points in a contest, you give your team a great chance to win. The best defense in the league is usually going to average giving up 18, 19 points a game. So to be under that, a terrific achievement.
And Stroud now to throw. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. 9 yards on the play and a 1st down.
2J. Here we go.
Now Stroud. Touchdown! Nico Collins with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Texans are on the board first on the road here in Baltimore. One of the keys to their long winning streak has been scoring first. An ideal drive right there, getting the first 6 points of the ball game.
Do you go back to our meeting with the offensive coordinator? Remember what he told us?
Absolutely.
With some teams, I script to probe in the early part of the game. Other teams, I script to attack. They've been in attack mode for these ball games and continue that in this one.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 27. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. A short throw caught by Andrews. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. 1st down.
180.
From the gun, it's Jackson. And that's incomplete. You and I, partner, we got the plum assignment this week. An unbeaten team against a one-loss team. Really not much separating these two entering play here today.
Not much at all, and I think for both coaches, they've looked at their team and said, guys, you got to know what you're getting into in this one, and you better be ready to go because you get to answer the big question of the day. Are we as good as we think we are? We're about to find out.
2nd and 10.
180.
Now it's Jackson. Eluding the pressure right. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down. Hey, look at the defense for these Texans. They were very good in the victory a week ago over Cincinnati.
I don't know what the actual percentages are. I don't know the analytics on when you create 5 turnovers or takeaways in a game. But coaches have always told me, when you create a number that high, your chances of winning probably up over 98%.
Yeah, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Nice 3rd down conversion and even 20 yards. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 37-yard line. And Jackson throwing once more. That's complete to Baker. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. So 8 yards on the completion there, and it'll be 2nd and a couple.
Ready, shot. Hey, Ozzie.
Now the first carry here for the running back. A strong running. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a 1st down.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Ready, shot.
Jackson. Flush to his right. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. And that is something that we just saw there that you obviously have to be prepared for when you try to defend Lamar Jackson. That likely will not be the last time that we see him take off.
I love your language there, partner. You have to be prepared for it, and you work at it. But I don't care how much you prepare, it is hard as heck to execute against Lamar Jackson. Great vision, great speed, tenacity, runs through tackles, makes people miss. It's always a long game when you're trying to corral Lamar Jackson.
1st and goal, and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard on the pickup there. 2nd and goal.
You at X.
Jackson now. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
This is going to be the matchup to watch out on the perimeter, and it won't be the last time these two go at it. Both of them believe they are the superior. In this case, the win goes to the defense.
3rd and goal, Jackson. There's Flowers. He's got it. Touchdown, Ravens. 4 yards on the touchdown grab. And the Ravens respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own. They went empty backfield, all their weapons out wide, so there really was no secret here to what they were going to do.
No secret, but they still had to execute it, and they still had to protect the guy throwing the ball, because oftentimes when you empty the backfield, people bring pressure at you. They managed to hold in there and successfully complete the touchdown pass.
Tucker with the extra point, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. Just the one misstep for them in the first half of the season. 7-1 is the record at the midway point. And in terms of whatever power rankings you want to go by, they're at or near the top of the list in terms of best teams in the National Football League.
And for me, in my little bit of rankings here, I've got them at the top. I know there's still 2 months to go, and we've seen teams get off to hot starts and then fade away due to injuries or the schedule or whatever. But unless there are a rash of injuries on this team, I'd be surprised if they aren't a first or a second seed come playoff time.
Oh, right.
On 1st and 10, it's Hall. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. On the counter, it's Hall. And not a lot of daylight, not really any daylight inside as he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. Brings up 2nd down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another first.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a 1st down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on.
Why Tony?
Stroud sets up the play action. A short one going to be taken in here by Schultz. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
And he is going to have a Texans 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
No surprise to see a sideline fired up by that big play. Heck, we're fired up, and we're supposed to be neutral. That's a quarterback putting his body on the line to fight and just barely get the 1st down. When he does something like that, it gets everyone ready to lay it all out there and try and match his intensity.
A throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
Nothing open downfield, and he had to get that one out in a hurry because he just knew he was about to take a big shot. Probably couldn't get his legs into the throw. Became an all-arm throw, trying to check it down to his running back. Incomplete.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. Skirts by at the 15. And put it on the board. It's 6, a touchdown. Chuba Hubbard from 17 yards out. And the Texans have taken the lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
Ready? Let's go.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they, as mentioned, unbeaten to this point in the year, but you think this game... Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And they will score a pick 6 for the Texans TD. Extra point attempt to come here. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And there, of course, was a lot of talk about this ball game coming into play. 2 division leaders in the AFC. Could this be a potential playoff preview down the line?
Yeah, and I think when you're talking about the talk about this game coming into play, you're talking about me because I blew up your phone all week prior to this one. I was so excited about this game because, to me, it's not out of the realm of possibility that these 2 teams see each other again down the road. I like this matchup. They match up very well against each other.
That's caught. It's Flowers. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Zay Flowers with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Ravens are able to strike quickly here as they are in for 6. Tucker now to add the point after. It's up and good. This becomes a 21-14 ball game now. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. And right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And he is out of bounds inside the 35. The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
11.
Stroud. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Out of the gun, they run it with Hall. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 65 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half.
Why, Tony? Hey, south. Hey, Uno.
Stroud to throw it. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Dallas Goedert as the first half is winding down. And the Texans will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead now up to 14. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. Final play of the half here. It's Jackson. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Ravens set to receive the football, trailing here as we resume action in the 3rd quarter. Still fighting for more. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half? And I think the ball's out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. Offensively, they're just not playing a very clean football game right now. This deficit, there's a fumble. Good news for them, at least. That went out of bounds.
You're exactly right. And as they breathe a sigh of relief, you know they're looking at the scoreboard, thinking to themselves, if we turn it over there, things could really get rough for us trying to make a comeback in this game.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down.
Hey, Ozzie, shut up.
To throw is Jackson. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he will have a Ravens 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Get up.
Hands it off out of the gun. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
You change it. Get out.
Now it's Jackson. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs.
He certainly isn't looking at the scoreboard out there because, to me, all he's concerned about is analyzing the field and making most of the time left in this game. Deficit's still there, but he's starting to hit them with some big plays.
Escaping the pressure right. And running with power here. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. 23 yards on the tuck and run.
Bottom line is that he is just something else as a runner because there are not many QBs in this league who can rip off a game that big, and he did it with the defense giving him a little extra attention after he hit him on a run earlier this series.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 5 yards, a good run there, and now 2nd and goal.
That's good hard running right there on 1st and goal. That gets him down to the 2 and puts a lot more pressure on that defense.
Jackson from the shotgun, flushed out right. And that'll be taken in by Andrews for a Ravens touchdown. 2 yards on the touchdown there. And the Ravens have cut it back within a score. Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And they're within 7 now at 28-21. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a 1-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a 1-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change. Because otherwise, that could overrun your team. You've got to be careful right here.
Throwing now is Stroud. He'll let this go deep for Collins. And that's caught inside the 30. Touchdown, Houston. Nico Collins, his second touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year. And the Texans are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead now up to 14. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They did what they had to do to start this third quarter. Went down, got the touchdown to cut the lead, but the matching touchdown a moment ago, and we're right back where we started at halftime.
Yeah, you're exactly right, partner. They had a little bounce in their step after scoring that first touchdown, but the defense gave one up, and that's the problem right now. Can they get better play from their defense while they continue to score on offense?
Now Jackson. A short throw caught by Andrews. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
180. Headshot. No, we changed it. Report. Set up.
Here's Jackson to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
He's got his target. That's complete. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he's going to be shoved out, but not before he gets this down to the 20-yard line. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. To throw again is Jackson. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Throwing is Jackson. A dump off now to Hill. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. They'll try and run for it. Here's Hill. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Ravens go for it, but come up empty. And this Texans defense stands tall. Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team. That their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
So both teams trade touchdowns, and the third as we're through 3 quarters of play. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A big one there for the Texans, 18 yards. Give to Hall running right. Now inside the 25. Breece Hall, touchdown, Houston. Breece Hall, his 7th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Texans add on to their lead, and they are also closing in on a 5th straight victory.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away.
And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And that unbeaten record very much in jeopardy. It's been a great first few months of the season so far, but they have run into a buzzsaw here, trailing big in the 4th quarter. From the 28, it's 2nd and 5. They go play action now. Jackson eluding the pressure right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away, and now it's 3rd. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
That is caught. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a 1st down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy at his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
You are X. You are X.
Again, Jackson. Underneath here to Hill. And he's got this down to the 35.
Let's go. Go right here. Hey.
From the gun, Jackson. He'll let this go for the end zone. And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands, but could not hang on. Here's 2nd and 10.
180. Sit up.
Jackson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
What would look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
Pushing through tacklers at the 30. And he will be marked down short of the 1st as they get to him at the 29. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. And this is caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Rashad Bateman, 29 yards. And the Ravens have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Tucker with the extra point, and the lead will be cut down to 14. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. There are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking 1st downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, 1st downs, they can't touch the ball.
2J.
Hall on a give up the middle. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning.
And this is an absolutely big 3rd down that's been set up here, partner, and there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Pastor, you said big third down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. He'll wind up getting 2 there as he does it himself and picks up the first.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, move forward, and pick up the first down.
And as we say often, shows confidence in your offensive line.
Here we go. Hey!
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. They'll give to Hall. And he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage with a penalty flag down. This might push him back further.
Here we go.
A handoff for Hall. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. He's having a big game running the football, but that one will hurt the yards per carry a little bit.
Yeah, but the average he's got so far, that's the type of average he wants to take with him to contract negotiations, doesn't he?
2nd and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Well, a tough situation to overcome here. 3rd and 17. They'll run out of the gun. It's Hubbard. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A big gain there, and that should certainly be enough to put this one in the win column.
All right.
Here's a give to Hall. And the Texans are going to have a first down, and that is the big one, as they should be able to run it out from here. It'll go as a gain of 12, and that should just about wrap this one up. On first down, right back to Hall. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.